trigger I'm creating? DML trigger I'm creating. So DML trigger is created. That's why you have to use your DML operations on which command you want to create your object. That command you have to mention. Otherwise, are you creating your trigger on all commands? That means insert, update, delete, all commands I want to create. Then you can use all commands here. Otherwise, individual commands, you can use individual commands also. Okay, right. And after that, as usual, and the next one is as I begin. And now I want to send my trigger body, or else I want to write here statements. Okay, and finally end. So this is your DML trigger syntax as we call it. Okay, so this is DML trigger syntax. But what I said here, after DML trigger is created, then we cannot call it explicitly. User cannot call a trigger. That's why we don't have any syntax to call a trigger object. But procedure, you can see after procedure is created, we have a calling syntax. So execute procedure and passing value. So with the help of that syntax, we are executing our procedure. Even the function also. After created function also called by user. Function also executed by user by using of select statement. Selected db or dot function name values. That is a scalar valued functions. Second one, select star from function name of values. That is a table value. So that means a procedure function. These two objects user should call. Then only those are calling here. Otherwise, we cannot call it. Okay. So, but trigger is not like that. Trigger is automatically called. So we don't have any syntax to call it trigger. First thing, we don't have any syntax to call it trigger. First thing. That is important. Okay, now right. And the next one is what now? Here I'm using after or before. Here after for both are same, guys. That's why I'm using after or for I'm giving. Okay, both are same. And here before. So these are what we called as a trigger events. We called. These are called as what now? Trigger events. So what it was telling means in this, okay, before trigger event, after trigger event, both are same. After or, okay, so this means, and before means, okay, both are same, guys. Okay, both are giving same kind of final result, final output. But what is the difference here? Okay, before trigger event, after trigger event, what is the difference means? Both are, there is nothing difference. Both are providing same kind of output, but internally the execution will be different. Okay, so what is the execution of the different means? Suppose after is there. After. Okay, so in this what happened, guys, here, after trigger, in this what happened, simply I want to tell you. First, okay, executed DML operations. Okay, first executed DML command. DML command is executed, guys. Okay, after DML command. After DML command, next it will be executed trigger body. Okay, now. So, trigger body is executed after DML command execution. Trigger body is executing after DML command execution. Okay, now. So that is called a after. Before is nothing but what now? First here, trigger body is executed. First here, trigger body is executed. First here, trigger body is executed. Okay, and second one is what now? DML command. DML command is executed. So simple. So that means before DML command. Before DML command, first trigger body is executed. So first trigger body is executed, and after, okay, DML commands are executed. After means what now? First DML command, later trigger is executed. Okay, so before DML command, trigger body is executed, that is called a before trigger. After DML command, trigger body is executed, then it is called as a after trigger or for trigger also we can say. But finally, what I'm telling guys here, in this any event we can use, this is only internally different, but finally both are providing same output. Both are providing same output. So in output wise, you don't have any kind of differences here. Okay, in both you can go to get it here, but in both that means both finally it was going to giving here same kind of a result. So there is no differences in this. Okay, now so that is what it was happened. Okay, now next one here, observe. Now, so both are providing same result and same output of your program. Okay, right. So now later we can see. Now I will go for some examples I want to send here. Okay, one small example. First, we small example we'll discuss to get some idea. Okay, now right. One small example on this. So create a trigger to restrict suppose insert operation on a table. Okay, and in this restriction, I'm not using any kind of business logical conditions or any kind of condition I'm not using. I'm just going to call in here a small trigger object I'm creating how to restrict your DML operation. That is called one of the DML operation, how to restrict it. Okay, one of the DML operation, how to restrict it. So I'm just restricting my operation, but I'm not giving any logical condition. Okay, now first without that, later I will show you. Without a condition, first I am showing, and later with the condition I'm showing. Okay, now right. So now let me see. Now come to, as usual, your SQL server. First of all, one sample table I'm creating here. Create table. The table name is, for example, EMP66. Suppose EID, some name. Okay, per sample. One sample table we designed here. There is a name 67 also. Okay, now 44, and now I'm designing. Okay, fine. After design here, let me come back your EMP 40. You come back. Now let you come to see. Okay, observe. So these are the tables which we created, and now we created EMP 44. Where it is here? EMP 44. Yes. So EMP 44. In this EMP 44, you just open now. So we all of you know the columns, keys, constants, and here especially triggers folder is there. So this triggers folder we just open. Now open this folder. Now tell me guys here on this EMP 44 table, is there any trigger object? Do you have any trigger object here? No. So that means there is no triggers on this table. Okay, right. So I just keep it here. Now let me come back. If there is no trigger means I can insert my data. There is no restrictions. That's all I can insert. So values, EMP ID, EMP name, for example, salary 25,000 rupees. Okay, whatever you want to insert. Okay, one row is affected successfully. Again, so like it's 1022. The name is, for example, Miller, and some amount of salary, 45,000 rupees. Okay, so now we will be go insert here. Okay, so like this, any number of rows you can insert into your table. So there is nothing problem. There is no restrictions. Okay, your insert query successfully is going to be working and inserting the data on your particular table. So there is nothing problem. The 2 rows are successfully inserted. So nothing problem means there is possible to inserting. That means insert command is not a restricted here. We are not restricted insert operation. So we are giving, okay, permissions to insert operation to work on that. Okay, now, but there is no any restriction on this table. Okay, so now, okay, fine, guys. I just keep it this. Okay, now what is my requirement here? Whatever the insert operation is performing on your EMP44 table, suppose that operation I need to restrict now. Suppose that operation I need to restrict now. So when I want to restrict that operation, okay, when I want to restrict that operation, so how we can restrict it by using of trigger object. That means here directly operation is restricted. Okay, now let me see. Now I'm creating one trigger object. Trigger TR1 on the table EMP44 table. EMP44 table. Okay, EMP44. So you can use here after or before, okay, or for anything you can use, no problem. Which operation are you restricted? Insert operation. Which operation are you restricted? Insert operation. Okay, now insert operation as begin. And here simply one statement, that means user understandable format, one statement I'm using. What we can say, we cannot perform, okay, insert operation on which table? On EMP44 table. Okay, this is just user understandable purpose we are taking up. Okay, now we cannot perform insert operation on EMP44 table. Okay, but here when I'm going to end, so to execute this, okay, only print statement I use here, just user friendly messages to printing purpose. And now I just go to did now. Okay, fine. My trigger is successfully created. And let you come back and see your table EMP44. I just refresh this EMP44. Okay, then open it. Now TR1 is created. So your trigger is successfully created now. Okay, but created is okay. Object is created on which operation? Insert operation we created. Okay, fine. But let you try this. Now insert operation I created and I'm testing now insert operation is performing or not. Now insert into, okay, EMP44, sending values 1023. The name is Alan, and I'm selling, for example, 36,000 rupees. I'm selling. So now after trigger object is created on insert command on EMP44 table, okay, then what it was happened? Actually, my requirement is what now? What is my requirement here? I need to restricted insert operation. Restriction. I have to stop it. Restriction means not allowed. Okay, restriction means not allowed. To restrict your insert operation. But here, okay, for that restriction purpose, I'm creating trigger object. Okay, now I try to execute this one. But what happening? You can say restrictions are happen or not. You can check. Okay, here your trigger is executed. Yes or no, guys? Tell me, your trigger is executed, huh? Come on, guys. Executed or not? Yes, executed. Executed. That's why, can you see in my trigger body, whatever the print statement I written, that print statement is printing now? That print statement is printing or not? Yes, printed. We cannot perform insert operation on EMP44. So that means my trigger successfully executed. Okay, now that's okay. But below what it was showing guys here? one row is affected. Okay, your trigger body is executed. Your trigger is executed successfully. And in your trigger body, whatever the message we return, that message also we printing on the screen. But below what it was happening guys here, one row is affected. Below one row is affected. So this is what it was happening. And now let you come back and see your table. Select star from 44. Now your data inserted or not inserted? Inserted. So data inserted. Data inserted means, now tell me your insert operation, restrictions are happening or not happening? Yeah, restriction is happen. Restriction is not happen. As usual, your command is working. As usual, your command is working. As usual, your command is working and inserting the data. But where is my restriction? Restriction is not happened. So your trigger body is executed. Okay. And trigger body is executed. In the body, whatever you written user-friendly message also displayed, but operation is not restricted here. Then how to restricted operations means here one thing we have to use. Just I'm changing now alter. So what I'm doing here, along with this, here one thing I have to write that is called as a rollback transaction. And we all of you know this rollback transaction we are using for what purpose we are using guys here? Cancel a transaction. Yes or no? Cancel a transaction. Already we discussed in SQL language. So rollback we are using for what purpose? To cancel our transaction. So which transaction are you performing? The transaction I need to cancel. Okay now. So that is what we can see. So now we can see. Altering now. Now I'm going to alter. Command altering successfully done. After that, let me come back. Your table is having present how many rows here? 3 rows are there. Okay, fine. 3 rows are already there. After using rollback statement, what it was say, insert into EMP44. Now one more record, 24, and now I'm passing. The name is Smith and the salary is 16,000. So now this time I'm using that means in my trigger body, I use a rollback transaction statement. After using this rollback transaction statement in our trigger body, okay, then we are going to be performing our insert operation. So what it was happening, you can see. Okay, so here also for insert operation user try to perform and your trigger is executed. In your trigger body, whatever the statement we written, we cannot perform insert operation on EMP44. Okay, now so that means your trigger body is executed. In the body, whatever the user-friendly messages we written, that user-friendly message is also printing on my screen. But later, below, one error is coming out. What is error? The transaction ended in the trigger. The batch has been aborted. Here, what is the mean by aborted? Aborted means what, guys? What is the mean by aborted? Aborted means what? Yes, aborted means cancel, or else we can say destroyed, or else we can say remove. Okay, the different meanings that come to us as per the situation. Okay, so here aborted. Aborted means what now? We cancelled, we destroyed your operation. So the which operation? Whatever user is performed insert operation on EMP44 table to insert a data. So this transaction or this operation will be cancelled. So why your system is cancelled this operation? Why your server is cancelled my operation means I'm using what now? Rollback transaction statement. Rollback transaction statement purpose is what now? Cancellation of your transaction. Okay, now you can try. try and try and try. Try and try and try. But how many times user is trying, but your operation is not executed. Now let you come back. Now you can tell me 1024 record is inserted into my table. 1024 record is inserted into my table. No, we are not inserted. See, I'm trying and trying and trying into my table. What is my table here? Which record I'm inserting? 1024 Smith 16,000. But where is my 1024? I'm trying to insert it, but it is not inserting into our table. So your data is not inserting into our table means, can I say your operation is restricted now? Yes, now your operation is restricted. Okay, so this is what guys here, trigger advantage. Now slowly understanding now, trigger advantage is what now? Yes, yeah. So here one point is other. Rollback is mandatory. And it is mandatory whenever you want to restriction your operation on a table, compulsory rollback transaction should be used. Then only your transactions can be restricted with the help of a trigger object. If I'm not, that's why I'm showing two examples showing. One is first, without a rollback transaction, I showed you. Without the rollback transaction, what happened? Restrictions are not happening. My data as usual inserted. So my restriction, if I want to apply restriction, you can use a rollback. Okay, right. So this is one small example, but in this example, I'm restricted insert operation, but I can perform update operation now. Yes or no, guys? I restricted only insert, but can I perform update now? Let you try update is performing or not. Salary is equals to 11,000, where EID is equals to 1022. 1022, I'm updating. Yes, one row is affected. And can you see your updation is successfully done or not? Can you see your updation successfully done or not? Okay, yes. So 11,000 changing. So can I go for deletion now? Can I go for deletion now? EMP 44. Suppose I want to delete where EID is equal to 1023. So now I can delete. Okay, and let me come back. So successfully we deleted or not? Yes. So updation we can do, deletion we can do. But when I try to insertion, then restriction is applicable. I'm updating, I'm deleting, but I cannot inserting the data. I tried here, try, but not allowed for me. Now you can see 1024 Smith is allowed here. No, not at all. Because of reason, your trigger object are you created on which operation? Insert operation for the restriction purpose. Okay, now so this is what we called as guys here. Here in this example, I'm not using any condition. So without a condition, normally I restricted my insert operation by using of trigger command, by using of trigger object, but I'm not using any kind of what? Not using any kind of logic. Logic I didn't write. It's a normally very restricted. Okay, right. So now we will see some logical conditions. I'm giving different logics we are writing now. To based on logic, my operations, how it will be restricted. Okay, so that we will see, but that we will see in the Monday session, we will check out. Okay, Monday session we will check out. And the next week, I already said now guys here, before Ganesh, maybe Wednesday. Okay, maximum your course is completed on the last day of Wednesday. If it is not possible, Thursday. Okay, but before Ganesh festival, we will finish it, our batch. Okay, right guys. Thank you so much.